Michelle. I was going to take you on my walk this morning, but I wanted to just get it done because I knew I had to run some errands. And so I am out running errands, and I wanted to get on here and do a live, see how y'all doing. Hi, how y'all doing? As you can tell, I'm in the car and got my peepers on so I can see and all of that good stuff. But anyway, I hope everybody is doing well and that you're having a good day. So I wanted to talk about something, and as you can tell, I love talking about the mind and all that good stuff. And today I wanted to talk about gullibility, and a few other things. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I was interacting with someone, and not a person I know, just someone I was interacting with, and they wanted to talk, politics and some other things, and I'm like, I don't really, do that. I keep my thoughts to myself because I want you to keep yours to yours. But anyway, and I'm not saying I won't ever talk politics, but I'm pretty sure that mine is not, something that most people would, want to, hear, whatever. So anyway, gullibility. What I want to say about that is that it is becoming even more prevalent. And it's not that I'm saying that, I'm not gullible, and I'm not trying to say that somebody else is. What I'm saying is that the way society is set up and the way information is disseminated, like anybody, like me, anybody can get on here and talk and all this kind of stuff, is we are getting a constant diet of opinions. We're getting a constant diet of things that are intentionally set up to persuade. We're getting a constant diet of even propaganda. Just the things that are done when you're looking at something with regards to mass media. And so inevitably it's going to have some effect on us. Now, gullibility is a quick definition is going to be where you are easily persuaded. It's where you tend to believe the better of people. You want to believe the better of people. And yeah, gullibility is something that can have a bad connotation to it, but not really. So I wanted to just, kind of like put this out there and see, what do y'all think? Because I don't want us to, slip out of being able to be cognitively aware of what's going on. So when I'm talking about how mass media and all the stuff that we encounter is causing us to get inundated with information, I'm also looking at the effect of influence. And y'all, do you know it is becoming harder and harder not to ingest and regurgitate other people's opinions? And we're now starting to sound like parents. And that's kind of hard, because if you are constantly getting a diet of other people's opinions, and opinions come with strong emotions, and you're getting this, these opinions with these emotions, like even me, the ability for you to be cognitively aware of, should I test this out? Should I think about this? It becomes lower and lower, because the opinions are also entertainment, right? And so we've got it where now, instead of us being entertained, instead of us being entertained by things that are made to be entertainment, where they obviously say this is for entertainment, now we're being entertained by other people's strongly felt opinions, And so, I'm just like, we got to watch this. And so I was like, you know what? That's what I wanted to kind of come on here and talk about today. As I said earlier, this came about when I was interacting with someone, like I said, I don't know them, they don't know me, but some kind of way they wanted to talk about politics. And as they were talking, I could tell they were trying to persuade me, and they were regurgitating. They were like a parrot of somebody else's opinions. And like I said, I didn't know this person. I don't feel like I had earned the right to point that out. So I was like, I'm not pointing it out that you are regurgitating something that, you're very gullible to believe, and that you haven't put it through the rigors of just normal, let me check this out and see before, I spread it as the gospel. And it's really just somebody's opinion. And I was just like, the fact, and I'm gonna say this, y'all, when you notice something, like if you notice something about someone else, the reason why you're noticing it is because you recognize it on some kind of level as something that either you deal with or you need to be aware of. And so that's what got me to thinking. I was like, you know what? Where am I being gullible? Where am I not putting up a shield or a defense to filter this stuff so that I won't be out here ingesting other people's strong opinions? And, I kind of want to ask you that, is it just me? Are you guys seeing where folks are just believing all kinds of foolery? I mean, they're not testing it. And y'all, I could see if this was just based on propaganda. I could see if this was like bandwagon, propaganda, and bandwagon propaganda is where it's presented as everybody is believing this or everybody is doing this, and so jump on the bandwagon. I could see if it was even like a straw man's defense, where straw man's defense is where you are not attacking the facts, you're attacking a person's characteristics or persontude, or persona, those kinds of things. I could see if it was, any myriad of those kinds of logical fallacies or propaganda techniques. But no, I'm simply talking about people's opinions, where they're entertaining, but folks are starting to believe this stuff and then go out it as the fact, as the gospel, And so I was like, And so, okay, this is another thing too. So, and I was gonna just ask y'all about the gullibility, because I really want to know. I do. And let's say, I am driving my car. Thank you so much. And so, I kind of wanted to know that. One of the other things is that, the cross section between gullibility and gossip, because y'all know gossip is really, really itching ear, kind of tantalizing. And I think that that's another thing that's causing people to, be so ready to believe something, because gossip is really, really, it's alluring. It gets you to the point where you're like, oh, wow, that sounds right. That sounds good. And so then you end up being a messenger of gossip, spreading the gossip, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of one of the things too. And where am I going? I'm going on an appointment. I gotta go to a quick appointment to meet up with someone real quick. And I figured, I'd get on here and talk with y'all, since I didn't take you on my walk this morning, because I wanted to kind of get that thing over and done. And I was like, you know what? I'll be in the car for a little bit, so I'll talk to you guys and just ask y'all, because I'm serious, y'all. I really am trying to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing to stay mentally alert and bright. And I don't want to be caught out in these streets, thinking that, oh, this is a big deal, or this is something, that I need to be, worried about or concerned about or anything like that. And so I kind of was like, let me bring it to the people and ask y'all, how we doing? Are we more gullible? Are we, not doing what we need to test stuff, maybe try the spirit by the spirit kind of stuff, that kind of thing, So, oh my gosh. So anyway, those are some of the things. And you know what? Oh, everything that's wrong with the world, people's family. and that kind of thing. Okay, so I've got some people asking me, why am I talking to y'all while I'm driving? It's because I can, and this is my channel. Yeah, that's why. And I want to, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to by driving. Yeah. So, and then someone said, talk about Jesus. He hadn't heard from you in like forever. Okay, Gabriel, let's break down your name, Gabriel. So the Gabriel, whenever you have an EL on it, it is a connotation of divinity. The L in lordship, L in being an angelic kind of being. And Gabriel is one of the archangels, where you have Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and then you have let me see, I don't want to bring those in. I'll just work with those three. Gabriel is the messenger of the horn, if you will. So you didn't know I had a master's in divinity, did you? And I know Hebrew, and I know Jesus. So anyway, using your name, you're supposed to be the trumpet of God to spread good tidings, to encourage people. So instead of making assumptions and going out and using that horn to blast in a way that comes back on you, because that's another thing about Gabriel's horn. If you are judging people with it, it will come back on you, and it will be magnified because of that L in your name. Okay? Thank you. All right. Yes. Amen. Amen. And like I said, don't make assumptions about people. You don't know. You don't know who you're dealing with. Okay? All right. Are encouraging. I'm judging. Whatever. So anyway. Oh, and you know what? Go back and look at judge. To judge. To judge is to make a pronouncement. But people don't realize when you are quote unquote judging, the only way you're supposed to be judging is when you have been put in that office, either by authority or by the permission of others. So when you try to judge someone and they didn't ask for you, it's like, don't come for me, I didn't send for you. It reverts back to you so that you are judged. That's just, how it is. Look at the judgment. So, yeah, you really want to do that. Let's see here. Has anybody judged you before the way you look? Whatever. And you know what? I don't know what that means. Has anyone judged you before on the way you look? I'm pretty sure they have. Because that's what humans do. Especially if that is your attunement. If you are a person who must integrate and interact with your world by first natural, meaning that it is a material kind of thing, a tangible thing. And this is not to say anything bad about anybody. It's not to say that you're bad for judging people based on how they look. Because, when you're in this world, that's one of the first things that you have to do. You have to, use these lying eyes, if you will, to see if there's danger, to see if there's somebody who does you harm or what your environment looks like. So I'm not judging. But yes, I'm pretty sure people have judged me on the way they perceive that I look or whatever. So, those are some of the things that I kind of don't put much stock in, in my 50 plus years of living. I've picked up a few things and I've gone through a few things, and so those things are not as important as they used to be. And when I say important, meaning that I don't get my identity by that, because it doesn't matter. Once you start realizing what really is the source of power and that we are all connected in a network, you can start to see where when people judge you, when people come at you in a different way, you can understand that there is an electromagnetic kind of thing that's attracting them to you. And some people say it's your light. But you know what? Sometimes I believe it's part of the network. one of these days people are going to realize that just like the fauna, the flora, the flora of the world is a network, so are we as human beings. And that when one of us is ill, we all get together to help lift that person up. Leave that person better than you found them. Think about a tree. Think about a tree in a system. Trees get better when they have more trees around them. And usually, if the trees have been around for a while, you'll find that there are mother trees that send nutrients and send messages throughout the network to help the others. You'll find, and this is just me geeking out here, but you'll find that in certain forests, and like foresters are starting to learn this a little bit more, that the trees will actually send messages to each other to not grow your leaves out this far here because these seedlings need the direct sunlight, so give them a chance to get some of the shine. And that's one of the things I think, with people who judge, people who see the negative, they are attracted to those of a different alignment. And so if somebody judges your looks or comes at you and makes assumptions, like our good sir or ma'am Gabriel, it's because they are attracted to the attunement, because opposites do attract, and it's to help lift up everyone. Those are some of the things. So it's very connected, and we shouldn't go lightly on our connection, with each other. We shouldn't take that, for granted. You should be aware. Who are you attracted to? Who are you judging? Who are you critical of? What is it about them in you? Those types of things, and that kind of stuff. Someone said to you, looking in the mirror? No, not looking in the mirror, none of that. And Ava, I am not understanding. Are you a natural English speaker? Because I might be misinterpreting or misunderstanding what you're asking. Because I noticed you ask questions, and I really do want to, interact as best I can. I think I'm just getting something lost in translation. So, if I'm not understanding, let me know. But anyway, so going back to what I was, saying earlier, how it's becoming so prevalent where I'm having to watch it, and not fall into being, gullible, not falling into being where I just let things slide, and everything. Let's see here. Oh, okay, you already said that. Oh, I'm channeling right now? Oh, okay. Gotcha. And you know what? Hey, I could be channeling. A lot of people channel because, we are connected. There is, more to us than meets the eye. Going back to that surface level stuff, that don't judge a cover. Don't judge a book by its cover. You just never know. And understand that truly still waters do run deep. So those types of things. And not for nothing, when you become more aware of yourself outward, it becomes where I believe that you become more introspective, where you can become more self-aware. And that's another thing, too. That's another reason why I'm on here, just, asking y'all about this gullibility and all this kind of stuff. Is it where you're becoming, to the point where we are all just doing this kind of thing, just giving each other our opinions and all that kind of stuff, and it's just becoming incestuous in how we look at stuff, and that's why it might seem a little warped. I don't know, maybe those kinds of things. I'm being, like I said, I'm trying to be really introspective. Oh, and this is another thing. So, like, I was going to let you in. Okay, so I have been re-listening to Neville Goddard's, some of his writings and stuff. And Neville Goddard was a Christian mystic. And I like Neville because, like, when I was in seminary, when I was in school, we had to look at, quote unquote, the living word, if you will, and we had to look at how could this word morph into different things. And Neville Goddard was one of the seminal figures that I was able to start looking at. So, just recently I've been going back through some of his writings, and he was talking a lot about the feeling, about imagination, what is the Christ energy, and all that kind of stuff. And it got me to thinking about the power of words, because he even has a book where he talks about the divinity of the word, and he talks a little bit about judging people, and don't do that because it'll come back on you. Isn't that funny? I'm just thinking about that, and he had said that. And so the power of the word now, where we are listening to people's opinions and not trying them, to see what parts of them or how we should filter them for our lives. I guess that's probably another reason why I'm looking at that and being introspective enough to be like, if I found this other person to be so gullible and to go out and parrot stuff, it was kind of like what they were talking about wasn't even on for their best interest. It was against their self-interest of what they were, trying to tell me. And it was so obvious that it just sounded good, and they were just repeating it vehemently, if you will, about what this other person had said, and that it is the absolute truth and gospel. And I was like, oh, no. And so I didn't take it away from that of, oh, you're wrong. Like I said before, each person can do what they need to do. But when I noticed it, I was like, there's something about this that I need to look at. Where am I being gullible? Because like I said before, if there's something that you notice, it's probably because there's a little something in it, where you're concerned. And so that's one of the reasons why I was like, well, you know what? Let me just ask somebody. Let me ask y'all, are y'all realizing this? That kind of thing. Because it was just, interesting to me. So that was one of the things. Okay, and then again, the gossip part. Oh, y'all, we are so gossipy. I was looking at some podcast over the weekend because I am going to be putting up some more podcasts on the channel, and I was just doing some research and stuff and looking and seeing the style of how in my area, of what I like to talk about. And I was noticing that it's kind of more of a very conversational kind of thing, and I think it's because people are used to the quote-unquote gossipy kind of tone of how we get our information and how we interact with people. And so that was another thing that just got me to realizing that, okay. So I went back, because I'm a geek like that. I went back and I started looking at the word gossip and God's spell and all of that. And gossip is from when people were still in the age of hierarchies, if you will. And gossip was an entryway into forming camaraderie with a family. And it was because these quote-unquote gossips were the godparents or some type of adjunct person to the family, so that they were able to have casual conversation. And when they would have this casual conversation, they would do things like they would talk about what was going on. And normally it was done over some kind of handwork, crafting, whether it was in the fields or knitting or whatever. And so it became entertainment, but it also built rapport. And so that was another reason why I was like, okay, like I said, the cross section between gossip and being gullible. I can see it because we tend to have, whether we realize it or not, some kind of trust in the persons that we're gossiping with. Because even if we don't know each other, we're all agreeing on the same thing, right? And so there is an ability to lower our defenses to believe and to interact with each other. And so that's another reason why I could see where this person was, why they were being so vehement and parroting this opinion that was not, it was just not based on truth. It wasn't, so that, there was that. And so I was looking at that and I was like, you know what? I need to check myself on that as well. And then having seen how the podcasts the podcast with an S, the different ones, how I was seeing over and over again how it was like these conversations, and they would have these moments of a little bit of gossip, like, hey, have you heard this? Have you heard that? And I was like, oh, okay. So that's making sense. So, and y'all, thank you for letting me talk this out with y'all. Now, I haven't heard, I asked y'all some questions. So if you're watching this after, let me know. Is it just me? Am I being overly sensitive, about my possible gullibilities and how they're sliding through the human connection of gossip, if you will? Let me know, because I really want to, gauge where I am, because I'm not right today. This is me just coming to y'all, asking y'all, and talking about it, because I want to know, I want to grow, I want to be self-aware in the right way. So anyway, I am almost at my destination, and I have been driving correctly. So I am going to say bye for now, and I'll probably check in with you guys on my walk, maybe, but I do have another video coming out on the channel. And thank y'all for the comments, all of you. Thank you for the comments, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. All right, so now let me figure out how to turn this off.